Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm at my Heart Behind Hustle live event. It is January 2020 and I figured I would do a quick video to walk you through how much I spent on my event, because I know if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to throw your own events to grow your business, you might have questions about how much things actually cost. So I'm gonna walk around the room and kind of talk through some different areas. Hopefully I won't miss anything. If I do, I'll add it in later. But first, we're in San Diego. This is Hotel Republic, which is a gorgeous hotel. I did my last event here as well, and I love this space. So I actually decided to get the venue along with food and beverage. So we're going to be doing the food and beverage service for 90 minutes here in the afternoon. And we're also going to be doing a cocktail hour on the first day, which is today. So that was all included in the bundle for the venues. Now, the other thing that we have is we have an AV person, so you can't see him because we're currently during lunch break. So the AV guy basically is the guy that takes care of all the audio visual needs. So he set up this screen right here. He set up the colors behind and the black little background right there. And that is a pretty big investment for any event, so just be aware. Definitely get quotes from people. Him and I already have a personal relationship, so I got a really good deal, but be aware that if you're doing a 3-day event, it might be a little bit more challenging. So we needed to get mics for everybody and just have him actually here all day. The other thing is we got gifts for the attendees. So the cool thing about this is that pretty much everything in here was sponsor based, so I didn't actually have to pay out of pocket for any of these gifts inside. However, I did have to pay for these gift bags, and it's actually the second batch that I needed to get. The first batch I didn't have enough of. The second batch I bought, they were ugly, and these actually were smaller than I thought, but it works out. Everything fits really well, so that's another expense we needed to have. The other expense that we also had that we actually took care of last year, so it wasn't an expense this year, but it was an expense last year. If you're doing your first event, you might need to consider this, is having a couple of these retractable banners. So these are specific banners that you can put on the stage, and we have one right in the back as well. And it's just really good for branding. So as people are taking pictures, you get to make sure that your brand is right there in front of you as well. Now, the other thing that we needed to get is some of the speakers that we have are not going to be using slides. So we do have a nice big projector right there. So, however much it costs for you to create slides, I guess that's another expense. I did all my slides myself. But then we also needed to get this posted board thing with this easel. So that's another expense that we had that we needed to get as well. Another thing that we decided to get for the event is we have a step and repeat banner outside. So this is a step and repeat banner. It's really great for people to take pictures in front of, great for branding, and it just allows people to, just continue showing up. And so this is another expense that's a little bit expensive because I did rush shipping, overnight shipping. So I want to make sure it was here on time. The other thing that we had as well, thank you, is we needed to get lanyards. So this is actually the first time I'm using actual meeting badges. So I needed to purchase these little meeting holders. The first ones I got were too big. All the sizes that people are saying sometimes are not accurate, so it's really weird. So I had these little meeting badges. I needed to create the meeting things inside, so I did that on Canva, which was free. I printed them at my co-working space, which is also free because it's included in my membership. And then I needed to purchase these stacks of lanyards right here so that people can have them around their with the meeting. And then we have a couple of these little stickers so that we can identify people based on if they're a member of our community already, or if they're a speaker and things like that. We also have everything that was already printed. If you don't have a printer at home or enough paper, obviously that's going to be an additional expense. Another thing that we got as well is we got a photographer. So the photographer is here for a specific duration of each day so that it actually worked for our budget. So I worked with her, I told her what my budget is, and we worked something out to make it work for both of us. So that's another thing. And then we also have the video guy, which actually isn't for the event. So each speaker wanted to actually get the footage of their talks, so they're paying him directly. And I decided to get that for 2 of my talks as well. So that's an additional expense, but it's more my personal expense versus for the event directly. But yeah, so that's a realistic expectation of what you might potentially need to invest. I will say that the venue here is a really, really good deal. A lot of times you would have to spend at least $10,000 or maybe $20,000 on an event venue. So you really have to go and see if you can find one that works for your budget. But otherwise, be aware, this is what has to happen. There's different ways that you can look at offsetting that cost, which I'll talk about in a separate video. But hopefully this is helpful. If you are interested in creating an event in your own business, I have a checklist for you, so go ahead and go into the description and download that. It is totally free and it will help you get started on building and creating your own first event. So thanks so much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already.